Well, hi and happy Monday, which might be a bit of a stretch. Well, there are folks out there who do certainly enjoy this type of weather. With that said, I'll leave that at that. Thank you for being a part of the program. Pretty much right as we were predicting when I saw you on Friday evening into the 30s, and that's as far as we could make it. We did not see thus far, and I don't think we're going to, any accumulating snowfall in the viewing area, mind you. Now, keep in mind, parts of I-75 were shut down for a couple of hours this morning down to the Kentucky-Tennessee border. It was snowy, and it was slick, and it was wintry. And some other places, of course, in Kentucky saw that as well. We, however, have just seen a nice little winter blast to kind of give us a taste of, well, you know, what's going to be around the corner at some point. Of course, schools seeing the winter weather advisory, most calling off classes for today, but fortunately, we have fared pretty well in that respect. But it has been cold. 34 degrees cold was our high after starting off at 27 earlier this morning. We do have a winter weather advisory in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. We'll go to your weather in more detail with a wintry update in just a few seconds. We are going to rebound out of this, though, and we will start tomorrow a bit slowly. I have a lot of local news tonight that we'll get to in just a few moments. Real quickly, a few things from the national scene which have a local tie to some degree. First, President Trump, over the course of the weekend and on Truth Social, that platform, saying that he was going to give every American, except those making of the highest income, at least $2,000 coming from the revenue of the tariffs, which has been generated thus far by his administration. A quote from the statement said, a dividend of at least $2,000 per person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone, and that those against tariffs, he says, are fools. He says that this proposal, well, it is said, not that he said, but it is said and understood that this would have to likely go before Congress and be passed before it could actually happen. It's not the first time that something like this has been proposed since the whole tariff discussion and implementation went into effect, but it is the most recent and has the most traction thus far, it does appear as though. He also says that those tariff proceeds are going to start to go towards the now $38 trillion debt very soon. So, 41 days and counting for the federal government shutdown. Here's what I know. I know that I don't know. But there is at least some movement in that direction to reopening the federal government. I know that the president earlier today ordered air traffic controllers to get back on the job, offering those or telling those that who had stayed on the job, and they would be getting up to a $10,000 bonus for their loyalty to the traveling public in the United States and the world. Nevertheless, as far as the shutdown itself goes, last night there was a vote in the Senate, and a number of Democrats, about 8 from I understand, broke away from the Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and other Democrats, and they took a vote to stop the federal government shutdown. There is, of course, there will have to be another series of votes and discussions and debates to have to take place before that could actually happen. The next could be tonight, but that was the first sign of any real movement since this thing started again over 40 days ago. So we'll have to wait and see. And also on a national level, but originating right here in Kentucky, the Supreme Court has firmly rejected an appeal from former Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis, who was trying to overturn the same-sex marriage decision that they had made. They say that they will not, that being the United States Supreme Court, will not revisit its landmark decision that legalized same-sex marriage in the United States, leaving intact the 2015 protections granted to couples in the case of Obergefell versus Hodges. Justices rejecting the appeal brought by Davis, the former Kentucky County Court clerk in Rowan County, who was, of course, held in contempt and drew the attention of a nation as she refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples due to her religious beliefs. She, of course, was found in contempt. She was fined $100,000 in order to pay legal fees of more than that before it was all said and done. Now that we've covered some national highlights and headlines, highlights might be a stretch, we will, when we return, talk about some local cases, including a man who's being sought after by local authorities after escaping them twice over the course of the weekend. Once, says a deputy, nearly running him over with an ATV. I'll be right back. One name, one call, one ultimate solution to your heating and cooling, sales, 24-hour service, and installation for home, commercial, boilers, chillers, and VRF systems. With over 15 years of experience and now based right here in the viewing area, Ultimate Air. 496-6651. If you're watching the 6 o'clock show and wondering what you're going to eat when it's over, let me remind you, Monday's special at your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe, our country fried steak dinner, 2 big pieces of steak, our delicious gravy, 2 homemade sides and a biscuit. The apples are awesome with country fried steak and everything else, but trust me. And tomorrow's special is a 3-piece breast strip meal, 2 homemade sides and a biscuit for just $6.79 plus tax. At your Sagersville Lee's. Welcome to the best sales, the best service, and the best selection in the viewing area and Eastern Kentucky. It's Conley Tire in Staffordsville, where they have big specials on big name brands every month. And as always, brake jobs, oil changes, computer diagnostics, and 6 months no interest. Conley Tire in Staffordsville and conleytire.net.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
After a loved one's death, the holidays can be a painful reminder of all that's been lost. While others are celebrating the season, you're likely filled with painful questions. Should I hang my loved one's stocking? Can I just say no to social gatherings? How can I make the holidays special for my kids when I'm hurting so badly? At GriefShare Surviving the Holidays, you'll find answers to these questions and helpful strategies for navigating the complexities of this season. And you'll find hope in the process. Register now to find support, relief, and encouragement for this season.
Everyone join us on November 15th at Magoffin County Health Department at 11:30 a.m. as we work together in our grief journey to face the upcoming holidays. You're not alone.
It's just the perfect spot to grab lunch, a snack, something sweet, pick up your meds, or have them brought to you curbside. It's your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy that's been proud to serve you and your families for over 100 years. And now on their already incredible menu, fresh baked goods from the Daily Bread. Frazier's Prater Drug Store, 349-3135.
Youth, experience, modern solutions to modern problems,
proven solutions to legal problems,
an emerging face in the courtroom,
a known presence in the courtroom.
Together, we are multifaceted.
Together, we will do right by you.
If you are having any legal issues at all, just relax and call Max.
If a car wreck is causing you pain, just pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne.
Our first local headline tonight is a bench warrant that has now turned into a litany of more serious charges, some felony, for a Magoffin County man who had an active bench warrant in his name for failing to complete rehab. It has turned into numerous charges, some serious, as he has escaped the sheriff's department and a deputy jailer not once but twice over the course of the weekend, nearly striking, one deputy says, him with an ATV. This all started Saturday night over the course of the weekend. Magoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Tyler Lafferty says that he conducted a traffic stop in front of the Dairy Queen here in Sagersville on Restaurant Row on a vehicle in which he saw this man, identified as Jacob Scott Gamble, in the front passenger seat. Immediately recognizing that Gamble had an active warrant in his name. That's when he asked Gamble to step out of the car, which he did. And when asked if he had anything illegal on him, he told the officer no. However, a clear bag that contained Suboxone pills was found in the front pocket of his hoodie, and he was taken into custody, arrested here in Sagersville, and taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. It is there that I understand, after speaking with other officials, that he indicated that he had taken a quantity of heroin, some time prior to his arrest, possibly as much as a few hours, and the jail had requested him then sent to the hospital for medical clearance. It was there that a deputy jailer transported him, had him handcuffed to a bed while medical officials were examining him, and in between, he is believed to have slipped his cuffs and ran from the hospital and fled on foot. An extensive search was done Saturday night to no avail, and he was not found. Last night, the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department had a tip on his whereabouts, and it was around 10 till 8 last night that they went to Phipps Creek. And it was there that they went to a residence to serve the arrest warrant and take Gamble into custody. Gamble, seeing authorities, jumping on a four-wheeler and then aiming that ATV, says Magoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Neil Watson, directly at him, during which or after which he had to jump out of the way to keep from being struck by the ATV. Gamble escaping again. Now he is the subject of numerous arrest warrants, wanton endangerment, and other serious charges, including fleeing and evading authorities, with the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department asking for the public's help in locating Jacob Scott Gamble. Any information about his possible whereabouts can be called in to 911 or the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department or any other authorities. With weather like this, it's obvious that sometimes it's just the warmest thing to do. I'll leave it at that, to maybe hit that remote start on your vehicle if you have it, or briskly walk out, get it started, let it be percolating and getting warmed up before it's time to head off to work, school, what have you. The latter of which is always a little more dangerous in regards to the potential for theft, because that means that the keys are inside. And we've already seen that prove to be a case out of Johnson County where a Paintsville man was arrested for stealing a pickup truck that he claims someone gave him permission to take. On this occasion, it turned into a theft of a 2011 GMC Sierra pickup truck over in Johnson County. It was Sunday morning that Paintsville police says they got a call from a vehicle owner that lives on Robin Hill Road, that he'd gone out, started this truck, let it warm up, went back into the residence, as we all often do, and just a few minutes later was notified that his truck had been stolen and it was gone. Authorities were called, and while police were en route to the location, they actually found the owner of the truck, and this man, identified as 41-year-old Brandon Gullett, outside of the vehicle. At another location where Gullett says that, quote, some guy told me I could have the truck and he gave me permission, but he didn't know who that was or who the truck's actual owner was. The owner of the vehicle confirming to authorities that never had they had a conversation with Gullett, or did they know him in any form or fashion. Gullett was charged with theft by unlawful taking of an automobile and resisting arrest before being lodged in the Big Sandy. And in other news tonight, a Paintsville woman has been arrested at her place of employment. This happening Thursday at Eden Elementary in Martin County, where she is a speech therapist at the grade school. The arrest citation indicates that a Martin County Schools resource officer, police officer, was notified last Thursday by the staff at Eden Elementary, which is in Inez, that there was an instructor there who was possibly under the influence of alcohol after exhibiting such signs. Authorities went there. They spoke with a Leanne Marquez, seen here, who's said to be a speech therapist employed at the elementary school, and she had obvious signs of intoxication being exhibited as she was talking to police, having trouble maintaining her balance, having a slurred speech, also telling authorities that she did have an issue with drinking whiskey. She was as well said to have been prescribed Xanax and another medication at the time. After failing field sobriety tests, she was lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center on charges of alcohol intoxication, first and second offense, and endangering the welfare of a minor. Some big news from Tech Center coming in a few moments. Right now, a big community calendar birthday to start. It's birthday time on tonight's Magoffin Farm Bureau calendar. Happy birthday, Sherry. That's Sherry Watson, the happiest of birthdays with big bunches of love. It says from Marvin and Leanne and Bill and Holly and Will, the happiest of birthdays, Miss Sherry. To you, happy birthday, Sherry Watson. I've got a couple of announcements that just came in from Marlene Howard over at the Magoffin County Senior Citizen Center. They're going to be closed this Wednesday, but very good reason. World Diabetes Day is the topic of discussion. Nourish to Flourish, Food as Medicine for Diabetes Health. They're having their second of 2 events on this topic this Wednesday, and they're providing transportation for any seniors who want to go. Give them a call, 349-5152, to get a ride. This is going to be over at the Mountain Arts Center. There are going to be vendors, speakers, lunch provided, of course, and they'll close and have some door prizes to give out around 1:30. Free health screenings. It's just a big day to learn more about and to be able to deal with better diabetes. World Diabetes Day, this Wednesday at the Mountain Arts Center. And while that is obviously an in-person event, there is a virtual coffee, conversations, and caregivers event coming up dedicated to supporting caregivers through connections, shared stories, and practical advice. That is Wednesday the 19th. This will start at 9 o'clock with the welcome. They've got a full agenda, and this is all virtual. And there's a QR code there on your screen that I'll have back up tomorrow. And you can also, of course, call the Senior Citizen Center at 349-5152 to register. From there, we'll go on to funeral service announcements this Monday. First of all, services were held, as I understand, earlier today for 62-year-old Ruby Oni Arnett of Sagersville, passed away Friday, the daughter of the late Orbit and Ferry Gibson Oni. She survived by a son, Jacob, as well as brothers Melvin and Talmadge Wayne Oni, sisters Evie Reed, Patty Arnett, Brenda Benton, Ruth Oni, 2 grandchildren, and 1 great-granddaughter. Again, services held earlier today in her honor. A visitation, as was requested by the man himself, Ernie Davis, is taking place this evening until 9 o'clock at the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Ernie, at the age of 74, passed away on Saturday, the son of the late Robert and Telly Davis. He's survived by his son Robbie, daughter Regina McCoy, and his brothers Elmer, Lawrence Jean Davis, and 5 sisters, Margie Salyer, Geraldine Salyer, Flora Puckett, Stella Salyer, Wanda Minix, 4 grandchildren, and 6 great-grandkids. In addition to his parents, Ernie was preceded in death by his wife, Linda, and a great-grandson, 3 brothers, and 2 sisters. And again, a visitation service tonight from 6 to 9 in his honor. 49-year-old Paul Neal Shepard of Sagersville passed away Thursday at UK, son of Barbara Rife Mullins and the late Paul Shepard. He is survived by his mother and stepfather, Barbara and Larry Mullins, his daughters, Megan Hensley and Melanie Shepard, a brother Roy, and 4 grandkids. Services will start in the afternoon tomorrow at 1 o'clock from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation is till 9 tonight. And Jennifer Watkins of Sagersville passed away peacefully Saturday. Arrangements in her honor are incomplete at this time, but to be announced soon by the Sagersville Funeral Home.
At Big Sandy Healthcare, every patient is seen as an individual deserving of respect, compassion, and top quality care. For us, it isn't about who they are or where they come from, but about the dignity and the care that they deserve. Our commitment goes beyond simply treating diseases. We tackle food insecurity, transportation problems, and other barriers many of our patients experience that hold them back from living fuller, healthier lives. At Big Sandy Healthcare, that's what sets our organization apart.
Atrial fibrillation is one of the more common rhythms we see.
AFib is an arrhythmia of the heart where the top part of the heart is beating erratically and out of sync with the bottom part of the heart.
The electrophysiology service is made up of a team of healthcare providers, and that includes an electrophysiology lab where we're able to do procedures to help repair heart rhythm problems. When a patient becomes heart rhythm free, it can really restore their life.
ARH, more for Appalachia.
For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER. It's everyone's favorite time of the year. Well, yeah, Christmas, but I'm talking about the annual Christmas open house at the Seasonal Shop in Sagersville, and it's this week, Monday through Saturday. Refreshments for everyone, free gifts with all purchases while they last, and so much more. Come and check out all new holiday designs, styles, collections, colors, scents, and more, including stunning decorations to stunning women's fashions for any formal event or just to be comfy and cozy. It's time for the annual open house at the Seasonal Shop Monday through Saturday. As cold and flu season approaches, there's another respiratory illness you should watch for: pneumonia. Like the flu, pneumonia can cause serious health risks and be life-threatening. If you have any questions about how to keep yourself and your loved ones safe and healthy, need over-the-counter relief for any symptoms, or want to keep your immune system at its best, stop by Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. SMB is proud to stand with you with what might be your very first and definitely last checking, savings, retirement, even Christmas Club account, along with consumer, auto, mortgage, business loans that you can easily manage from anywhere in the world with safe, secure mobile and online banking that comes from over 120 years of commitment to your financial life and well-being, today, tomorrow, and forever. Salyersville National.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County School.
I've got cameras tonight at the Johnson County Fiscal Court meeting, Paintsville City Council. That means, of course, other local governmental meetings are around the corner. We'll be covering all of those here on the program. And some other news that we'll be working on as well this week. Working towards your forecast, however, is a big announcement from our friends just across the way, right over there. That's so hard to get right the first time. Tech Center, where they have made a new partnership, a very serious partnership that could really have a positive effect on the careers of their students. Tech Center, understandably so, proud to announce they have a new partnership with the Central Midwest Carpenters. This step, considered to be a very powerful, forward sign of progress for their students and for their students' futures. They say that thanks to this partnership, carpentry and welding graduates from Tech Center will now be eligible for direct entry into union apprenticeship programs. And they say that means a clear path to high-paying careers, hands-on experience, and a long-term success in the skills trades. They also say they're incredibly thankful for this partnership and what it represents, which is opportunity, growth, and a commitment to building brighter futures for every student who walks through the doors of Tech Center here in Magoffin County, where they're also very proud to be cutting all the extras. Extras are no general education classes required, an industry-recognized certification, and a graduation rate of 10 months. Call Tech at 349-7115. Go to techcenterky.org. And they, of course, are still located in their temporary location in the back of the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center, awaiting the beginning of construction of their new multi-million-dollar facility, which will begin early next year on the grounds of the Magoffin County Industrial Park off of the Mountain Parkway. I do look forward to my next opportunity to talk to Angie and everyone over at Tech about that and all of the progress they are still continuing to make here in Magoffin County. We're so happy and thrilled and privileged to have them here. That's going to be a benefit to all. And the trade services are where it's at right now as far as careers and job availability and opportunity in a lot of ways. Not a lot of opportunity in your weather forecast, at least for the next 24 hours or a little longer than that. But we are climbing out of the hole. And really, after what's going to feel like some more winter for just a little while longer, we've got a pretty decent outlook. All right, let's start off with where we started off this Monday the 10th, 27 degrees this morning. We peaked at 34 earlier today. It's been blustery cold. I don't have to tell you, if you've been just looking out the window, you could probably feel it, much less actually been outside. We're back to 27 right now, and we're going to be falling for, of course, the rest of the evening down to the low 20s before it's all said and done. We have no measurable precipitation right now to speak of. We have winds out of the west-southwest around 2 to 4, but 17 miles per hour was the biggest gust that I clocked earlier today. And keep in mind that is in downtown. And keep in mind that we have winds potentially still out of the same direction, anywhere up to 15, 16 miles per hour tonight with some more flurries. Those bands that you saw just a few seconds ago, or the most of which are just down to a few light little streams of some flakes and flurries, which are just kind of hit and miss, and that's all we're going to see for the rest of your evening. That carries us into Veterans Day tomorrow, the 11th day of the 11th month. We will see calmer conditions. That's about as good of a sugar coating as I can give you. Clouds tomorrow will be on the increase after clearing a little bit during the overnight. We'll see about 41 degrees. It's going to be a windy, somewhat cloudy 41-degree day with winds again 15 to 16 miles per hour. Skies will clear late tomorrow night with a low of around 30 and still breezy conditions as this front continues to roll through. So some decent winds tonight. And then tomorrow evening, anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20 on the high side. But all that's going to blow out tomorrow night and take us into Wednesday, where we do start to recover. Look at that, 57 sunny at freezing Wednesday night. 55, mostly sunny, a little bit above freezing on your Thursday. And then taking us into the weekend, there's a little good news and a little bright spot in your 7-day. Albeit with some chances of some rain mixed in there, but Friday, 61, mostly sunny, and only a 20% chance of some rain. Nighttime lows well into the 40s. Saturday, mid, maybe even upper 60s, dare I say. Partly sunny, a pesky 20% chance of some rain. Mostly at night. On all of these occasions, it's more so during the evening and overnight hours that we have that slight chance of rain. For Friday night and Saturday night, Sunday, not so much, just nighttime only. We've got a 40% chance of rain, and that's kind of on and off throughout the afternoon. But temperatures, again, let's focus on that. Sunshine, mostly sunny to partly sunny skies, 61, 66, 67, respectively, until we fall back into the other direction Monday. That's it. My time has expired for tonight. I will see you back here for the next round. Thank you, as always, for watching.